It's very difficult.
You do have to stop yourself because it's such a loose feeling on the set of Curb. It's like just, you just hang out and
we eat together.
You act like you're in 7th grade and immature and ridiculous and stupid together. And then you go on another set where people are very serious about what they're doing.
Want to hear a joke?
Oh, geez.
Kids walking down the hallway of his house.
He's doing
They're screaming in his parents' bedroom. Opens the door, there's his father dressed only in chaps. Mother's dressed in a cheerleading outfit with nothing on her, and they're going at it. He says, Daddy, what's going on? He says, just go to bed, sweetie. I'll tuck you in 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, his father's walking down the hall. He hears screaming in his kid's bedroom. He opens the door. The kid's having sex with his grandmother. He said, Billy, what the hell are you doing? He said, it's not so funny when it's your mother, is it? First story I tell is an Italian Irishman and a Polish gentleman are waiting for the electric chair. Borden calls them up one at a time. The Irishman, he says, make your last statement. Sit down and take it like a man. Irishman said, I'm innocent. He said, sit down. Pulls the lever, nothing happened. He said, it's 1,000,000,000. Get out of here. Italian, just happy you're here. The Italian comes up. What's your final statement? He said, same thing, I'm in. He said, sit down. Pulls the lever, nothing happens. He said, that's 10,000,000,000. Jablonski, you're next. Polak comes up. He said, what's your final statement? He said, first of all, that chair's unplugged. Okay, then I'm going to give you this one. If you want. It's another one if you want it.
If you want to take a breath, you want the car so badly.
So excited about the car. I'm on the Letterman show. And I've got another book, and it's his jokes that I don't think should be in public.
Inappropriate, poor taste, offensive.
Yes. And the first thing is two guys in a bar. One guy drinks too much, throws up on his shirt.
Right.
What am I going to do now? My wife's going to, he says, don't worry about it. Tell her someone else got drunk, threw up in your shirt, and put $10 in your pocket to get it clean. I'm putting 10 in there right now.
Right.
He said, you're brilliant. He goes home, he says, I'm home. She starts screaming at him. He said, just a minute, it wasn't me. This guy at a bar got sick, threw up in my shirt, and to prove it, he put $10 right in there to get it clean. She reaches in, she says, there's $20 here. He said, I know, he also shit my pants. Arabs crawling along the desert, burning up water, water, water. He comes up to a Jewish tie salesman, and he says, water. He said, I don't have any water, I got a tie. You want to buy a tie? He says, no, I need water. He said, 40 miles west, there's an inn, you can get water. Arab goes. 3 days later, crawling back, his face is on fire. Water, water. He said, didn't you get any water in the inn? He said, they wouldn't let me in without a tie.
I never heard that one.
And then we'll do the joke off.
No, we're not doing the jerk off.
No. Joke!
Oh,
That's a joke off.
No,
yeah, wildly
different. We're not doing it.
You don't think you can take them?
It's got nothing to do with it. Two women on a bridge.
Yeah.
One says, you know what, Helen, I've always wanted to pee off this bridge just like men do. She said, go ahead, there's no one around. So she goes over the railings, drops her shorts, sticks her ass over the railing. She says, come here, I'm going to pee right down there in that canoe. He said, it's not a canoe, it's your reflection. I goes into a dentist's office.
Yeah.
The dentist said, what are you doing here? He said, I think I'm a moth.
A moth?
A moth. He said, what? I think I'm a moth. He said, well, you have mental problems. You need to go see a psychiatrist. He said, I know. He said, you're in a dentist's office. He said, I know. He said, what are you doing here? Why did you come here? He said, the light was on.
That's a good joke.
It's a great one.
Hey, did you hear about the guy who's in a market and a woman comes up to him and she says, excuse me, are you Tim Curry? He says, yeah. She says, you're the father of one of my children. He said, what? She said, you're the father of one of my children. He says, oh yeah, I remember. A few years ago I met you at a stag party and we had sex on a pool table and you stuck a carrot in my ass and I cleaned up with your dress. Is that it? I said, no, I'm your son Johnny's 6th grade teacher at St. Bernadette.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, okay.
A bus driver's on a bus with one passenger, and a woman gets on, and he looks at the woman, and he puts both his hands around his neck like he's choking himself, and he goes, hee-hee, and she takes her purse and hits in the rearview mirror. He puts his hands around his neck again, and he goes, hoo-hoo. She comes running up and punches him in the back of the head. Now she's ready to get off the bus. He looks over at her and goes, hee-hee. She slaps him in the face and storms off the bus. Bus driver pulls away. The guy in the back said, hey, what was that? He said, what? That thing with you and that woman. He said, oh, it was nothing. We're all friends, and last week her son hung himself, and we tease each other. The guy comes in, sits down at the bar, and says to the bartender, what's the monkey for? He says, don't ask. This goes on for about 2 hours. Finally, he said, all right, I'll show you. Bartender opens the cage. Monkey jumps out. Bartender takes a baseball bat and hits the monkey over the head with it. Monkey pulls the bartender's pants down and gives him sex. Guy goes, wow! Bartender says, yeah, you want to try it? He says, yeah, but don't hit me so hard. About B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
Oh, that's great.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only, the Super Dave Osborne in his...
Guy comes home with a duck under his arm.
Oh, shut
Wife
up.
opens the door.
Yeah.
She says, where the hell have you been? He says, this is the pig I've been screwing. She said, it's not a pig, it's a duck. He said, I'm not talking to you.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Super Dave.
There's a black man, a Jewish man, a Mexican man, and a bigot. And the black man reaches out of the park bench, there's an old lamp, and he rubs it, and a genie pops out. She says, oh my God, I've been in there for 2,000 years. I'll grant each one of you any wish you want. And the black man said, I would like all the black people to be able to go live in Africa in the beauty of that land in peace and harmony and wealth and have no problems. Boom! Gone. Says to the Mexican gentleman, you're next. He said, I would like the same thing. I would like all the Mexicans to be able to go to Mexico and live in the beauty of that land without peace. Boom, you got it. You're next. And who's the other one?
It was a...
Jewish gentleman.
Jewish,
I would
yes.
like all the Jews to be able to go to Israel and live in the beauty of that land. Same way. Boom, you got it. She said, let me get this straight. All the Jews in Israel, all the black people are in Africa, all the Mexicans are in Mexico? She said, yes. He said, all of it Diet Coke.
It's Super Dave Osborne! Super Dave Osborne!
Now, let me tell you this. The Queen of England is walking with an administrator in the hospital.
What?
I said the Queen of England is walking with an administrator in a hospital. She walks by a room, and a man is masturbating. She said, oh, my God, what's going on? He said, well, he has a problem. It's a physical problem, and if he doesn't do that 5 times a day, he could explode and die. She said, oh, I'm sorry. Then they go to the second floor, where she walks by a room, a nurse is giving a man oral sex. She says, oh, my God, what's wrong? He said, he's got the same problem as the guy on one, but better insurance.
Jerry, Marty Funkhauser.
Hey, Marty, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Want to hear a joke?
No,
He doesn't want to hear a
really.
joke. We have a read-through.
Yeah, we got
Let me just get right through it.
Okay.
A woman's very afraid of the size of her opening.
What is she afraid of?
The size of her opening. So she goes to her mother. She says, what am I going to do? I'm so big down there. When I marry Harry, he's going to divorce me. Her mother says, don't worry, sweetheart. It runs in the family. Do what I did when I married your father. Go to the market, get some raw liver, put it in there. He'll never know the difference.
Oh, my God.
So she does. They have 8 hours of sex after their marriage. She wakes up at 10 o'clock. He's gone, but there's a note on her pillow. It says, my darling Harriet, to think that I waited a year to consummate our love relationship makes my heart beat so loud I'm surprised it didn't wake you up. The only reason I'm not here now, darling, is I'm at work to make enough money to buy you a house, a picket fence, we'll have dogs and children.
Oh, this is not so bad.
Oh, yeah, this is great. Will you finish the fucking joke already?
When the 5 o'clock dinner bell rings, I will be home like the winged gossamer of your love in your arms, your loving husband, Harry.
That's nice.
P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.